Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Patrick and Partners along with Bob Iacchino. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin triggered our sloppy double against the daily rotation zone. Didn't even get to the first target before collapsing. That's why trading against the daily rotation zone is a riskier trade, and this is a stop out. We also said it would not be good if it closed below the rotation zone. Closed below it, and then it rotation zone now crossed again. So that is officially done, and you don't turn it into a hodl or anything else. That's a trade, and every trade does not work. You have to realize that. So you take your stop, and then you move on. And a couple of them worked, a couple of them didn't, and we'll review them all. Because if anybody says everything works, unless they're just holding on for dear life forever and hoping things get back, like if you didn't take some stops up at the $19,000 mark and you're still hodling, well, you might be hurting a little. So, see if we rally now. First level of resistance is about, we're going to call it 7,000 to about 7,020, and then next major resistances are cluster at 7,100, 7,113, and we also have the first cross rotation zone. You see we failed here at this cluster, so if we do get through that, we have another strong rally. Watch for this cluster price again. About 74.50 is going to be very key. Now, we have a temporary low here. Next level's down. We can do our GAM projection from this most recent high on the 3rd to this little pausing low. Then we can watch for 66.26, 65.28. Then if that was broken, we just watch for return to the lows, 64.25. If we do break through the lows, we have 6,081 and then 57.65 are the next key levels lower. Let's check that daily chart. Daily chart, here we go. Closing just into the rotation zone, slamming in that cluster, and then rotating lower very strongly. Very strongly. Couldn't even get up to this major area that was key support turning resistance. That's how weak this is. So that is not a good sign. The only thing we can watch for now is consolidation and letting still some of this oversold condition burning off, but it's just got to essentially move sideways and not drop to new lows at this point, else the market will be very weak, and we don't have any reversal patterns setting up right now, so we're sitting on our hands. Here we go, checking in on Litecoin. Litecoin triggered the double, getting up to the stop reduction level. Which you move up to stop then, and collapsing back down. So that was a stop out for a reduced stop. Again, you got to take your stop. You can't just keep hoping it's going to move back up. Also closing below the rotation zone, which we've talked about in the last videos, would not be good. And then now we got the first cross rotation zone. So major overhead resistance now at 122. If we do get through that, we'd watch for about 126 area is going to be very key. We can also do our projection now to see what we're watching for. Should we go lower? See what areas we'll be watching for. All right, so 112 and then a return to the lows. Major cluster now at this 109 area. So that'd be 1, 2, and then we have a third projection lower. So really watch for that. That is going to be key. If we do break through there, then the next major levels are about this 101 area. We have that's going to be the next levels to watch for, 101 cluster. Let's check in on that daily chart. Daily chart, closing the rotation zone right at 37.5% gain level, and then tanking. Another major reversal down. We're going to see right now this lows, this 114, you can see was a candle body support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all this candle body support. So if that does not hold, then definitely watch for a retest of these lows. A lot of weakness coming in here, especially with this big red candle. MONERO also triggering the double. Couldn't get to stop reduction and tanking back down. Another stop out. Again, don't turn it into an investment if you're just a trader. That was a trade. Didn't work. Which, we were running about 80% on these. Now it's slightly lower by a bit, but we've had 2 that have worked and 3 that didn't over the past 5, so that's lowered the percentage a little, but again, it's still a very good percentage recently. So, all right. Minor resistance, so we had this little support, resistance, coming support. Closing right on that, then tanking through it. So that's about 176 is the first level of resistance, and then the next major level is going to be about 178 to 179 area on any rallies. Heading lower, 164.50 area, and then essentially returning to the lows, 161.55 to 161.11. If we do get through there, we'll just switch over to the daily chart and see what those next levels down are and do our analysis. Let me zoom in here. All right, so we got one close, again, 37.5% retracement, and then just tanking. Huge bar wiping out all of this, wiping out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of either sideways or recovery, all wiped out. So trading against the rotation zone, again, that's why anything you're doing against the daily rotation zone is riskier. Here's our next 161 area for the lows, and then we'd be looking for about 151 as the major level. We could do a minor level projection too. This is a great time to do a reverse scan box. So you come in here and you can split that. So now we have 157. Then we're looking for 151 to 153. That's going to be very key should we break two new lows. But again, no reversal pattern setting up in any of these markets right now. So we are taking our hands off the mouse and the keyboard and being patient and waiting for another high probability setup. So we have for you on Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Monero, and we will talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.